You may have heard the Chase and City Trifectas, two powerful trio of cards that give you rewards for your spend. But the pinnacle of trifectas would have to be the American Express Trifecta, consisting of the Platinum, the Gold, and the Blue Business Plus cards. The Amex Trifecta comes in at a total of $945 a year in annual fees. Though between the thousands of dollars in value from the points, perks, and benefits, I'd say that's more than worth it. So with any combination of cards, the goal is to maximize the points earned across the widest variety of categories. That's because some cards could specialize in everyday spend, like groceries, or travel, or have special perks that can come in really handy. But just earning a lot of points isn't enough. You then have to maximize the value you get from those points. More points, more value. With the American Express membership reward points, it is a bit harder to use compared to other programs like Chase that you can redeem at 1 cent a point for cashback or 1.25 cents a point when booking through their travel portal. On the American Express side, you almost never want to get cashback because then you're only redeeming at a value of 0.6 cents a point. There are other redemptions like gift cards or Amazon, but I wouldn't touch anything less than at least 1 cent a point. And in order to get that 1 cent a point, you have to look to redeeming flights through the American Express portal, which is something I would still not recommend. One unique way of using points in the American Express ecosystem is if you have the Charles Schwab version of the Platinum card. That card has all the same benefits that the regular Platinum has, but also has the benefit where you can transfer your points to dollars at a 1.1 cent per point ratio to your investment accounts and then invest with that money to compound and grow there. That could be a decent way to use your points, but I guess if you're looking at the Amex Trifecta, you probably want even more value. And that's where transferring Amex points to travel partners can get you. Because when you transfer to these partners, you can usually redeem at way more than 1 cent a point in value. Most of the time, with a little bit of work and the number of partners American Express has, you can pretty easily get a value of 2 cents a point or more, but sometimes getting 5 to 10 cents or even more a point, but more on that later. So with that said, let's take a look at the first card of the trifecta, which would be the American Express Gold card. The card that you're probably going to be using the most. This is a card that currently comes with an elevated 75,000 MR points when you sign up and hit the minimum spend of $4,000 in the first 6 months, which is double the time that most other cards will give you. But that's not the best offer. If you go through Resi.com, you'll get the same points, but also 20% back at restaurants worldwide, up to $250 back in the first year, which is also the same as the annual fee of the card, $250. But what I really like about this card, and the reason why I'll probably get it after I hit the minimum spend for some other cards, is that it gives you 4 times back in dining at restaurants worldwide and 4 times back on US groceries. Basically, this turns into your go-to card for anything food related. Even though there is a cap of $25,000 a year for the grocery spend, most people are probably not going to hit that cap. Having the 4x on restaurants worldwide comes in handy too, because personally I usually travel outside of the US often, so it's nice that I can still use that benefit. Then in an attempt to offset the annual fee, you'll also get $120 in Uber credit with $10 every single month, as well as $120 again spread throughout the year at specific restaurants that I'll put on the screen here for you to see. If you're able to use both credits, that'll effectively bring your annual fee down from $250 to $10, which makes the card a lot more attractive. The card also comes with a bunch of other perks and protections, but check out my full review if you'd like to know more. Now, the second card in the trifecta, which is also the most scary because of its $695 annual fee, would be the American Express Platinum card. This card also has an elevated bonus of 125,000 points when you hit the minimum spend in 6 months, but also has the additional perk where if you go through Resi.com, you'll get 10x points on restaurant spend up to $25,000 in spend in the first 6 months. If you're able to hit that cap, that's an additional 250,000 points. But even if you don't use that perk, the 125,000 points is worth at minimum if you redeem for cashback, $750, which is more than the annual fee already. But like I mentioned earlier, that's far from the value you can get from the points. Not to mention all the other credits, perks, and benefits that the card comes with. And I say perks because I rarely use this card for regular spending because of the categories giving 5 times on flights through their portal or airlines, 5 times on hotels, and 1 times on everything else. As you can see, the big multipliers are around travel, which is why it's not a daily driver and doesn't have a spot in my wallet. Except for the time where I need to use the benefits where American Express values at over $1,500. I won't bore you with all the in-depth details, but the credits range from getting hotel credit to entertainment, more Uber credit, airline fee credits, Saks Fifth Avenue, and more. One thing to note, they recently updated the list of services that qualify for the entertainment credit, adding on Disney Plus, the Disney Bundle, ESPN Plus, and Hulu, which should make that perk a lot more valuable to a lot of people. In general, even if you only use half of these perks, that already makes the annual fee worth it. And as a premium card, you can be sure it comes with premium benefits too, like getting elite statuses at different hotel chains and car rental services, to various travel delay and cancellation protections, purchase and return protections, and much more. For example, with these benefits, I was able to save almost $900 on my Vegas trip through different status matches and credits and perks I get from the card. If you do want a more in-depth breakdown of the card, check out my video that I'll link above. So between the gold and the platinum, we've covered a lot of bases already. The gold card is your everyday card covering things like groceries and dining, and the platinum card covers travel that you'll likely book every now and then. But what about spend outside of those categories? Well, for that, you'll have the American Express Blue Business Plus card. Yes, this is the business card, but honestly, anyone can be a business. Maybe you do arts and crafts and sell on Etsy. If you use eBay, Facebook Marketplace, photography, tutoring, almost anyone can be a sole prop business and qualify for business credit cards. So with any trifecta, there's usually a card that acts as the cash-all card, and this is Amex's version. You'll get 15,000 points when you sign up and hit the minimum spend of $3,000 in the first 3 months. Then when it comes to spending, you'll get 2 times points on everything up to $50,000 in spend a year, and 1 times on everything else. Yes, there is a cap on the 2x, but most big ticket items will likely fall with your gold and platinum, and this card will mainly grab all the other smaller things. So with the 3 cards, the gold, the platinum, and the blue business plus, you've got all the bases covered to earn the most points possible. Like I mentioned earlier, you could redeem for cashback at 0.6 cents a point, or get the Charles Schwab Platinum and then cash out at 1.1 cents a point. But the best way is to transfer through travel partners and redeem that way. There are a ton of ways to do this, and I'll link some resources down below if you're interested in checking them out. But some of the sweet spots that I like are transferring to Virgin Atlantic to book on ANA to fly from the US to Japan for 90,000 points in business or 110,000 points in first class round trip. I still haven't found a redemption that beats the first class ticket doing it this way, because that would value your points at almost 20 cents a point. In fact, for business class, because ANA is a partner of American Express, you could transfer to ANA directly and book the round trip business class for as low as 75,000 points, which would value your points at 10 cents a point compared to 8 cents for the Virgin Atlantic way. Now, if you're familiar with other programs like Chase, you'll know that a lot of the travel partners actually overlap with each other. In fact, Chase has World of Hyatt as a partner, and American Express does not. So why Amex? Well, if you travel on specific airlines, then of course go with a program that fits your needs. But Amex is known to have a lot of transfer bonuses when you transfer points to one of their partners. For example, a few months ago, Amex had transfer bonuses of up to 40% for 12 of their partners. So you could have gotten Virgin Atlantic points for a 30% bonus, meaning instead of transferring 110,000 points for first class, you would have only needed 85,000, which is less than the business class version. But apart from that, there are a few other reasons why the Amex Trifecta is superior. First, Amex offers will usually save you more money than say Chase. That's because Amex targets a much higher income bracket compared to others, so they're able to partner with higher tier companies and offer higher tier discounts. Also, because both the Platinum and the Gold cards are charge cards, there is no set spending limit, so you can go a lot higher than usual. Next, the Amex cards, specifically the Platinum, will get you a ton of benefits, like all the credits you get, to statuses at a bunch of places, to more luxurious Centurion lounges. Yes, the Amex Trifecta does cost more upfront, but you're also getting a lot more value from these cards. I mean, just the sign-up bonuses alone, you're getting $125,000 for the Platinum, $75,000 for the Gold, and $15,000 for the Blue Business Plus. That's over 200,000 in points just from the sign-up bonuses alone. I mean, if you could pay $1,000 to make $2,000, that's a deal I take any day. I also feel that American Express customer service is top-notch, especially because you're able to live chat with a real human 24/7, which makes it much easier to ask questions and resolve issues. And this customer service extends to other perks like Amex giving people free dinners at select cities, or hundreds of dollars in credits when people couldn't really use the travel perks to its fullest in the past few years. Retention offers to keep Amex cards are also top-notch. For example, I was able to get 55,000 points for keeping the card with a minimum spend for another year, twice. Other companies like Chase and Citi don't offer anywhere near that amount. So with that all said, how do we sum it all up to help you decide if the Amex Trifecta is right for you? Well, I'd say if you're able to hit the minimum spends and pay the annual fees, then I'd say consider the Amex Trifecta. Yes, it does cost more upfront, but the value you get from the Amex Trifecta has a much higher ceiling than all the other trifectas out there. It's also the set of cards that will give you the most perks and benefits that can really supercharge the value from these cards. And it's especially true if you don't mind putting in a bit of work to extract that value, because the best value comes from transferring points to travel partners and redeeming it that way, not through regular cashback. On the other hand, if you're just starting out in the credit card game, can't hit the minimum spends on the card, or you don't want to think about how to get maximum value from the cards, then you may want to skip out. Instead, you may be better off looking at the Chase and Citi trifectas that will be less work and less cost, but still offer amazing value for your spend. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.